Boogie2988 went to Niagara Falls, New York, and stayed at Keemstar's house the other day for a July 4th party, and Mudahar was there, and they almost got into a fight. I'm not sure if it was a real fight or if it was something that was just done for the Lolcow podcast, but I'm going to assume that it was a real fight because everybody hates Boogie2988 right now because of the crypto scam. And I've been looking through Boogie2988's Twitter again, and he went to a convention down in South Carolina where he's claiming he got paid $1,000. And it was his best convention in years. The line was almost always full. He saw 200 people. Almost every one of the fans was one of them was a fan of Lolcow Live, which is just an issue that he doesn't seem to think that being a fan of Lolcow Live is not saying they're a fan of him. It just means they want to watch him self-destruct, which is incredibly unhealthy for him to be leaning into that. And now, on July 7th, which was yesterday, he tweeted, "Nah, only an idiot would buy a meme coin to try to get rich, especially in 2024. Especially what I told them if they did, they would go broke. The reason so many YouTubers is mad is they think you guys are idiots." Wow. Where is the grammar there? So, nah is good. Only an idiot would buy a meme coin to try to get rich, comma, especially in 2024, period. That's an okay sentence. Especially when I told them if they did, they would go broke. Why is there not a comma after especially, Boogie? Yes, I am going to go after the grammar of this because some English teacher should have taught him that you put a comma after an introductory adverb. And it makes me angry, and I'm going to explain it. There's a book that a teacher recommended to me once where instead of doing that, they did sentence, comma, concluding adverb, and it cooked me out of the story for a little bit. And then the reason so many YouTubers is mad is they think you guys are idiots. So many YouTubers are mad is that they think you guys are idiots is what it should be. And no, we don't think that the audience is idiots. In fact, we don't think the audience actually bought anything, but there is a chance that somebody in the audience bought anything. And Dr. Pepper, cream soda. Boogie continually says, if you can prove that you signed up for Coinbase and bought the coin after he made the video, he'll give you the money back. So he's not going to get anybody from that. But there is going to be somebody who would be allowing... There's definitely going to be somebody out there who literally bought the coin but didn't sign up for Coinbase that day because they were like, oh, Boogie's bringing in a coin. Maybe it'll be the next Doge or the next Ethereum or the next Bitcoin. Or they saw the $3 million in trading and were like, let's get in on that and see if we can get anything. But because they didn't sign up for Coinbase that day, Boogie's not going to give them their money back. Now, he's saying that he's going to get his second 5,000. A guy named Timmy Dog Bump Studio tweeted, "It's because you constantly preach about being broke, Boogie, yet now you're on the, oh, I'm not poor arc after you scammed your audience." And Boogie responds, "Most people wouldn't drive across the country and work all weekend for $300 unless they really needed the money. Even I wouldn't drive across the country and work all weekend for $300 even if I really needed the money." Now Boogie's also saying CoffeeZilla, who exposed it first. He doesn't think going after smaller names is worth it. That's the thing, though. He's right. Going after the big YouTubers, the 4 million sub, 8 million subs, 100 million sub guys, is going to be that way. Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina is where he went, and there are some people there who are just there for just the gaming convention, like I can tell. In fact, I think actually one of them, I'm not going to say who, but I think one of them actually might be somebody I know, which would be kind of interesting. When my semester starts back up, I'm going to ask, hey, were you at the Boogie298 convention? If the lines were actually long, you'd have posted a picture. Somebody named Derek at BoogieSucks96. Nah, wait for the blog, says Boogie. Okay, fair. Boogie says he usually does 6 conventions, and they pay between 300 and 1,000. Voice actors or YouTubers at conventions with booths get paid to be there. That is true. I can tell you that because I'm actually in charge of working on getting talent for a convention. I'm not in charge of the money, but I can tell you that they're like, you can go get some people who might get paid. So like that is true, people get paid, but I'm not in charge of how much money. Um, Keemstar is actually awesome, says Boogie2988. Okay. Okay, this one I actually agree with. Everyone needs therapy. The world is a shit show. I agree with that from Boogie. The other thing is, like, with Boogie, why is his girlfriend is over the age of 18, which whether you think the age gap is a problem or not, in the eyes of the law, it isn't. She's 21 or 22. Now, if he started dating her when she was 17 and she's 22, different issue. Because anything before she turned 18, issue, and we don't know how that affected what happened after she turned 18. But if I don't think that happened, or if it did happen, he did a good job hiding it. He did a good if it did happen like that, he did a good job hiding it. But I don't understand why Boogie's not just being like, and somebody else said this. Why is Boogie just being like, oh yeah, she's 18, I'm 18. Nerd parties he's been to. He said he's been to 30 YouTube and VidCon things. He's also saying he's going to expect to be under 400 when he gets back, which I don't know how he's going to lose weight on his trip. He did do some walking at Niagara Falls, which was kind of cool. But now I want to talk about the big elephant in the room. Boogie2988 is a felon. At least he has a felony on his record. I don't know if it's been expunged yet, but at some point this year it's supposed to be. It may have already been. It may have already been. But Canada doesn't let felons in. They did let Boogie2988 in, so I'm assuming that the felony was expunged or removed from the record or whatever it is that's supposed to happen with that. And that Boogie is okay to go into Canada now. The issue is that he brought his girlfriend with her, who didn't have a passport or an enhanced driver's license or any of those things. And he was just like begging with the person in Canada to let him in. Now, I believe he went over from the Niagara Falls area. I stayed in my house while Boogie was here, by the way, because I was just like, I am not going to accidentally run into Boogie2988, because I would probably try to make content out of it and embarrass either himself or me. He probably went over the Lewiston-Queenston Bridge or the Rainbow Bridge over in Niagara Falls. I didn't see which bridge, and he probably just got somebody who was just like, I don't feel like arguing with these people. And they went into Canada, and then they came back after a couple hours. Cool, whatever. He went to Canada. But my question is, like, why did he only show the American side of the waterfall? If you've ever been to Niagara Falls, you'll know this. But if you haven't, you wouldn't. Niagara Falls it's nicer on the Canadian side. It's got a nicer view on the Canadian side of some things. It's got a nicer view on the American side of some things. But it is a different view, completely different view. The other thing about the Canadian side of Niagara Falls is there is a ton of stuff to do there. There's arcades, there's a whole bunch of stuff. We have on our side, on the American side, we have a Rainforest Cafe, and we just got an A&W root beer, which, cool, and a state park, and a few other things. Like there's a Longhorn Steakhouse there. I think he had planned on going there, not understanding how expensive Longhorn Steakhouse can get. But just, Boogie, you're just like, we're going to Niagara Falls. And then you go to a foreign country, and like, there's a toll to get into Canada. It's not expensive. But the thing is, other people are going to be like, doesn't it cost money to go to a foreign country? Doesn't it cost money to drive from Northwest Arkansas to Buffalo? Yes. Well, unless Keemstar paid for it, and then he flew from Buffalo to North Carolina, so I don't know where the car is. Why did he fly? Where's the car? I'm confused. I am so confused by Boogie. And, and like, if he got the 5 grand on the back end from the crypto, I wouldn't be surprised if he used that money to pay for the airplane flight to South Carolina. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not paying for the Zepbound. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not paying his mortgage. And I don't understand why he continually refuses to sell things in the house. Part of it, I think, is because those arcade machines you see him, they're all from Walmart. Walmart sold arcade machines for a while. They're not like vintage arcade machines. They're replicas. They're not worth a dang old thing. So Boogie has no money, and he has no prospects of making money unless he builds his YouTube channel back up. And I want to go and check out his Social Blade right now. Obviously, my Social Blade is way worse than his because I've only got 4K subs, and he's got 4 million. He has the 976th most subs in the tied for 976th most. The 17,821st most views of anybody. I believe either Mr. Beast or WWE is most. Lost 10,000 subscribers in 30 days. On average, it says he could make 2,600 to 41,000 a year, which 41,000 a year is good money. He had 250,000 views last week. 250,000 views, and today he's at 28,625. Bring him 934,509,964. So that says anywhere from $7 to $115. On the high end, if he makes $115, that's really good. Because $100 a day is $36,000 a year. But if he starts making more content and higher quality content and doesn't scam his fans, he might bring an audience back. He might bring an audience that maybe isn't what he expects for having 4 million subscribers. But maybe it's an audience that can make him $70,000 a year. Maybe if he starts streaming on Twitch. At this point, I'm just rambling about why Boogie is just... Boogie has an issue that needs to be fixed in terms of just not knowing what he's doing. I'm hoping that he can fix it. I don't think he can. I hope that he can get treatment for the cancer. Now, I don't think he should be charged for the treatment for the cancer, but that's because I believe we should have universal health care like every other developed nation in the world. But obviously we don't. So I do hope that he's able to get the treatment for the polycythemia vera. But even if he's not, I hope he's able to get at least therapeutic phlebotomy, because that can help with the hematocrit and the elevated RBC that comes with polycythemia vera. But I don't know if he knows that. It would be nice if he knew that, or if somebody were telling him that. Now, he says that his doctors in Northwest Arkansas are doing the best thing forever for him, but I don't know. I don't know at this point. And if they are, great. But sometimes it feels like Boogie's being led astray, and he doesn't have a good person in his life to help him. Now, he's 50 years old. He should have had a mentor when he was younger. I have several. But the thing with that is, even if he doesn't have one, he should have been able to learn from now. But at this point, no. He's Keemstar. He's got Keemstar in his life guiding him, and Keemstar's like, mow the lawn. Which is hilarious that he did mow the lawn, and he didn't last it very long. Now, I can't last very long when I mow the lawn, but that's mostly because the lawn's really small, and there's not much lawn left because we've replaced it a lot with a garden, and the rest of the stuff is where the dog uses the toilet. But like Boogie mowing the lawn, he made content out of that. People probably laughed at I didn't watch it, but people probably laughed at that and were like, hey, fat man mows lawn, and they probably laughed at that to feel better about themselves, which sucks, but it makes him money. So sometimes maybe just turn the comments off, Boogie, and just make the videos that make other people feel better about themselves, and watch the money roll in. Or leave the comments on and don't read them. Just don't read them. As most of this started with the drama, a lot of his drama started with the whole Sam and Tolkien thing, which I wasn't paying attention to Boogie at that point because he had a whole thing with MTG headquarters and all of that. MTG headquarters is now the quartering. It's a whole thing that happened with that. But he had a whole thing with that and with Wizards dropping him. It's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to go on and try to look up every scandal Boogie's been involved in, but I might be here until next year. And in that point, he might have done 25 more.